All right, welcome to Creating Comicsgate Live. I am Rotten Glory, joined today by co-host the Red Devil. How you doing?
Doing great. Super excited about today.
Yeah. This was all you're doing, man.
Oh
You,
man.
yeah, you
Oh
you let
man.
me
I
know
can't
about this
wait.
project. I checked it out. You're like, I'm a big fan of this guy. Have been for a
Guys,
while.
Jimmy
And yeah,
Reyes is here, dude.
yes,
Oh, Dave is here too.
Yeah, I'm here. Hey guys.
yes. Jimmy Reyes is here, the artist on DragonRage, and the writer is also with us, Dave Philpott. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well.
Good. Inkspots is also here. Colorist on Cash Grab. Colorist on Charlie's London. Fantastic artist in his own right. How you doing, Inkspots?
Doing fantastic. Glad to be here. Love Jimmy Reyes.
Nice.
You guys are good. Too good, man. You guys are way too good.
I know y'all
Thank
are
you.
gassing his head all up, man.
I know.
I'm not gonna be able to work with him anymore.
It's a strange thing when you watch somebody and like you're a fan and all of a sudden they're like on the scene. It's like, oh, cool. I get to talk to this guy. That's awesome.
Well, yeah, and isn't that, that's this amazing component of crowdfunding right now, and this YouTube, this symbiotic thing that's happened with YouTube and comic book crowdfunding. It's so cool to be able to hang out with creators, and they're so generous with their knowledge, the things they've learned, trying to help people avoid those mistakes. What a great thing.
And as a writer, I would never probably be able to get any of my stuff out with it's really hard as a writer to make it, so to speak, or to get something done, because you end up having to pay a lot of money to get an idea realized. And so if we didn't have just everything that we have here, not only the technology but just the platform, I don't know that Jimmy and I would be working together.
Yeah, it's created a whole different landscape, whole new opportunities. It's fun, and it's always evolving. It's always changing. Comicsgate is, has really been through tremendous evolutions from its outset. It didn't even start as really an indie platform for creating comics. It really just started as kind of an argument against mainstream and what they were doing. So to see it where it is now, it's what a ride, man. It's been good.
What I like about the crowdfunding scene, I mean, because we're new to the crowdfunding scene, coming out, and when I got here, I realized, man, what I love about it is that the fans are a big part. It's like creators and fans are 50-50 in this venture. It's not.
Amen.
It's not. Yeah, it's not like you go out and you're just corporation creating something that you have no idea what the fans want, but based off of demographics and charts, and statistics, you're like, this is what we think they want. Instead, it's you interact with the fans. And,
Yeah, you get direct feedback, and that's priceless. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think too, we get to do the ideas that we have, and it's not diluted. We don't have to go through corporate structure. We don't have to realize somebody else's idea. We don't have to say, "Oh, hey, Jimmy, by the way, you're gonna have to cover that up there." We can have a little butt cheek or something if we want in the comic, and nobody says anything about it. So I think the crowdfunding way, and I'll say this too, that just the immediate embrace that we've had from everyone, it's been really inspiring.
Yeah, probably my favorite part about all of this with creators directly interfacing with the fans is we are getting your pure vision. We aren't getting some corporate watered down mess of a product. We're getting exactly what the artist and writer intended. I'm so excited. Like, this is the best thing that happened to comics.
Yeah, I really can't imagine going back to even wanting at all something that's produced in that corporate way, something where there's usually some kind of agenda behind it, or the creators aren't truly able to have that freedom. Why would I, as a consumer of art, someone who loves the medium, why would I want to buy something, invest in something where the creators are restricted? It doesn't make any sense to me anymore. I can't believe I ever thought that was okay.
Yeah. I think that there's an audience for that, just in the sense of there's always going to be an audience for disposable kind of pop music, the stuff that you never remember a year later, but it's just kind of there in the background.
Sure.
I think it serves us a purpose, but there are going to always be people that are a little more refined and people that want to explore something more. And for the people that dearly love the outliers, and that's what I think this is all about.
Yeah, very well said. Actually, I get what you're saying. So let them have their kind of surface level stuff out there. It does serve its purpose, but if you want to take it further, if you want to get some real shit from people who don't have to deal with that control mechanism, this is the place to do it right here. Did you guys? I saw this. I just had to share it. You guys saw Never Ending Story? Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kid?
Yeah.
So this is. Let me know what you think of this cosplay. Like,
Well,
Oh, what?
Atreyu. Yeah, I think that might be going too far. I don't know.
This isn't Atomic Deuce.
Well, what's cool is that you can recycle that same prop and use it as the Godfather.
Godfather.
There you go.
exactly.
Yeah, right.
Dude, what a
I'm just like,
disturbing
dude,
scene.
It is one of the most heartbreaking things I ever saw. It probably scarred me for life. Like,
Yeah. Oh
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? It was so heartbreaking. Yeah,
Well,
I thought that.
my
I'm
girlfriend-
thinking of the dragon. I'm thinking of happier things. You bring that damn scene up. What the hell's wrong with you, Rod?
Yeah. Good Lord.
Go back, DragonRage, right now.
Yeah.
There you go.
I will show that image again. It will haunt your nightmares.
Okay, so there's something I've got to get this out of the way. It's a little controversial, so I'm hoping it doesn't create any undue conflict here. But it's the elephant in the room.
Boxers or briefs? Oh,
I mean, come on, we gotta talk about it. You added an R.
That's all we did too. I mean, we ripped
Yeah,
off
yep.
everything else we just added in the R, and it's like, yeah,
I think it's actually pretty brilliant because it just, Dragon Age, it's already kind of iconically in people's minds. And obviously, I'm making no accusation of theft of any kind, but it's smart. I think it gives people like this, it makes them feel something right out of the gate, because they
To
have
be
that
real honest with
association a little bit.
to show you how low my IQ is, that never even occurred to me.
But the funny thing is I don't know, Jimmy. The conversations we had, it didn't really occur to us either. I'm not really a gamer, and so
Yeah.
I didn't think of it. And when Jimmy and I were coming up with the titles, we had a couple of different things we were bouncing around, and when we started developing the idea of who the character was and what she was going to eventually go through, and it just seemed the most logical thing, that there was going to be this rage, and we thought that's going to be kind of the underlying theme of the book, and it just fit. And it wasn't until later, I think, when you and I we were doing the stream and people started accidentally saying Dragon Age, we were like, oh man, what have we done?
Like I said, I don't know. I kind of see it as a positive. I don't think it's too big of a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know if it creates issues with like searching for it or whatnot, but I wouldn't think so. I didn't have any problem finding it. I just thought it was kind of amusing, and I don't know if anybody's like had the balls to actually bring it up. So I thought it'd be fun.
We had one guy who said, how do you tell the difference between Dragon Age and like Dragon Rage? He's like, I don't see a difference in it. And I said, it's two different words, man. Like, like it means two different
Also,
things.
one's about dragons and one is not.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
So, like, if they're not smart enough to figure that out, then
Right.
Yeah.
here's a link. We'd like to sell you a book.
So what I'll say about that is that our official stance is going to be that the two obviously have nothing to do with each other. We never intended it to, unless someone sees that as a brilliant marketing ploy, in which case that's fully what we were thinking about.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it? You just have to know which kind of person you're talking to up front, and then you can.
We are
give them
available
the,
for marketing advice for a low fee.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah, and I like what Red Devil said. One has dragons, the other doesn't. And So I didn't know anything about Dragon Age. I didn't even know it existed until after somebody mentioned it. So I Googled it, started researching it, and I found out as I was looking through it, I went, "Oh man, this has nothing to do with what we're doing." It's
Yeah, no, I didn't think
not
so
a single
either.
thing.
Yeah, I
it's
could
like
tell that right away,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So Red Devil is really the reason I reached out to you. He let me know about this project. I checked it out. Obviously, the book looks really top tier, and but you know, Red Devil and Ink Spots apparently both have known you, Jimmy Reyes, for quite a while. They're fans of your work. So thank you, Red Devil, for queuing me in on this thing.
Thanks to Jimmy and Dave for even giving us the time of day. Like, holy crap. Like, I'm still processing this. I'm sorry, I'm like fanboying out over here.
really, we're the ones that are thankful that that people are interested. Like I said, we're new to the comic crowdfunding format, and the welcome that we've got from everybody. I mean, it's a whole separate community from mainstream. I came from freelancing and mainstream to going crowdfunding, and I'll tell you, man, that nothing beats crowdfunding. Like the warm reception that you get, the way you guys group together, the support that we're receiving. I mean, yeah, it's a competition. Sure, we're competing for the same readers, but we're also sharing the same readers, and the way you guys just like welcome everybody, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Yeah, for sure. I would say Comicsgate and crowdfunding in general, not afraid of competition. At least not on this side of the fence. I mean, we actually welcome it. We see that it's the best way to actually grow the audience is for healthy competition. Always trying to one up each other, improve, but building that network of support and encouragement. Man, it's really where it's at, and it's so cool to be part of something where people behave that way, where they understand that boosting the guy next to them will eventually boost. It's like feeds into itself. So it's really powerful.
Yeah, we have like Dan Frega. He's really really nice to us, and he's welcomed us in. He's put me on the show. He's promoted DragonRage, and I just go, wow! Like here's a guy who's got a very successful campaign. We're the tiny guys coming in. Why would he even care? But he treated me like a equal, like his peer,
That's
And
Dan though. Dan's, for the moment he came into the whole CG movement, that's just who he's been. He's like, yeah, I'll go on to even our show. Like he would come in and do little raps for our show for Atomic Deuce.
Oh yeah, that was great, man. I pitched this thing to him. Yeah, just come in and drop a beat and then mic drop and leave, and it was hilarious. He's down to do that kind of shit, and it's that mentality.
Hang out with what's his face from was it Backstreet? No, NSYNC. He's hanging out with Joey Fatone or Joey Fat One.
Yeah, that's what I always thought when I first saw it was Joey Fat One. I was like, wow, man, is that how they chose that guy? Because every group, I guess, has to have one. I don't know.
Joey drops a fat tone.
Yeah.
Is that what I am? Am I the fat guy on what the hell? Now I know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Secrets out.
But your color work, Ink Spot, man, it's awesome.
Oh, you see my stuff? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Cecil's book, isn't it? Like Cecil's book on there? Yeah.
You want to sneak peek at what I'm working on right now?
Yeah. As long as it's not going to get you in trouble, because I've done that in mainstream.
It's only Cecil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what's Cecil going to do? Shame you on EVS's stream?
Exactly. All right, we'll do a quick one.
Nice.
That's what I'm working on right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. Did you paint in that skull? In the skull?
Yeah, I painted the background in.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just a pretty empty page, so I wanted to add something. Dream
Dang,
sequence.
dude.
nice.
So,
That wasn't in the pencils?
no, I added that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
That's what
that
I'm
is
working
Ink
on.
Spots for you, man. This guy. So awesome.
Man, this is going to sound really weird, but that seat that he's sitting on, I love the texture in it, man, the way you painted in there. Like,
Thanks, man.
what is it, a brush or a particular brush to get like that kind of texture kind of?
Well, I
look,
start
or-
with like a textured brush, and then I just erase out, like the indents and stuff, so to make it look more textured. And I try to hit the rainbow, you know, cools and warms, and
Yeah.
get that bisexual lighting in there.
Yeah, that's one of the things that like I would tell people. I'm like, I like to have cools and warms in there, but I don't know how to describe it either. And so I think you got the best bicolor or whatever bicolor relationship or something. That was the best description.
Take it off there before I do get in trouble.
Hey, you guys remember when InkSpot used to color cash grab? I mean, grab cash grab.
Oh, those were the good old days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Page One Comics is kind of the umbrella, I guess, the company that's putting out DragonRage, and you guys have been going at the YouTube thing for a while. How long have you been doing the YouTube thing?
Well, originally I signed up for YouTube when it was created, and I didn't know that it was a channel. I just thought you sign up for it, so I signed up as Jimmy the Art God. YouTube has not let me change that. Even though I go through and I changed it to Jimmy Reyes Art, my link was still Jimmy the Art God, and so
It's the humility that I appreciate so much about Jimmy.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's funny, man.
And so I never intended to have a channel. It wasn't until 2016 when I said, I want to really commit 1 year to every day ink something, and then I'm going to put it on YouTube, show my progress, and that's how I ended up working with David Finch. David Finch found me on YouTube, but so I created this Jimmy Reyes Art live stream, and then
Dave who?
yeah, that guy on Batman. What's his name again? David something.
Never heard of him.
And so it eventually grew. We created, we had a bunch of artists come in, a big art community, and they all started talking about, hey, well, how about we put together an anthology or create a collective or do something? And Dave and I started talking. We said, well, what if we created something, brought attention to it, and then we could use that, whatever attention we brought to it, and bring in new, fresh blood that needs to hone their skills, that needs to get exposure. And we said, let's create something like that. So we came up with the name Page One Comics, and we converted the channel over to Page One Comics.
That is really cool. I like that, man.
Yeah,
And
that's awesome.
what a great resource. And how was would you recommend doing what you did for the full year? Like it's something like that. Do you think that's how much value did that bring to you as an artist committing to doing that?
Well, I mean, absolutely. I would say yes, do it. Whatever. Like, see, with drawing, inking, coloring, all that, it's a skill, and it's not a gift. It's not something unique to one person. Anybody can do it. Anybody can learn to draw. It's how much time are you devoted?
Dave's saying, "No, that ain't true. That ain't true. He's lying. You lied to me, sir."
Yeah, well, I'm gonna start writing the next issue, and he's drawing issue 2.
I'm drawing and inking, so
Nice.
So,
crowdfunding is gonna be a lot different for that one. I promise you.
why do we get any backers? And so, it's a skill, and the more time you put into it, the more devotion that you have to it, the more you're going to develop and grow. So I gave myself that challenge 1 year, and I spent every day inking something. I hacked out about, I don't know, 200 bad pages by the time I got to one good page that Dave Finch saw and he liked. Yeah. And then I'm working with Dave Finch, all of a sudden I'm in the mainstream, and
nice, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow. It always pays off. Like putting time into getting better at any skill. I don't care what it is, whether it's art related or anything. Devoting time to that is never a waste of time. It just never is. So, yeah, I think that's a really good piece of advice for anyone looking to write. Whether you're a writer or an artist, just do it for a year. Do something for a year every day, and it will have a huge impact on your craft moving forward, for sure.
Wow.
And Page One Comics, I dropped the link to the YouTube channel in the chat. Check out that, sub to that if you haven't. This looks like a powerhouse channel, guys. Good work on this.
Well, it's a testament to Jimmy. I want to just say this, because if you think about it, Jimmy took all the things that he had done and built up and just immediately said, let's dump it into this idea. Let's change it over. I'm going to take the YouTube channel that I've personally been working on, and I'm going to make it more of a community effort. I'm going to make it page one. We could have started a completely separate new YouTube channel and everything else. And he said, no, I'm going to take what I have. And I'll tell you this too about Jimmy, is that when I first met him about 15 years ago, that he was the only artist that I had any contact with who we were talking about working on a project. He wasn't talking about money up front, like me paying him. And he was insanely talented beyond what everybody else I had, met. I was on digital webbing, and there were people there with like this much of the talent that Jimmy has, and they were wanting me to pay like a $50 a page rate to realize, I'm just like, what are you talking about? And that's Jimmy. That's who he is. So he's like, you guys can see it. You guys know what his artwork is all about. Yeah, and yet he's willing to help other people. He's willing to work with someone like me, who's, a nobody in the industry. And that's, so I'm done, Jimmy. I'm going to start being mean to you again.
back to the normal. Okay.
Dave, you're nobody right now.
Yeah.
After people read this book.
Yeah. That's not
you're going to be somebody.
Because of the
I
dude,
you're
all you guys
right now, buddy.
All you guys have to do is clip that, and that's your new promo for DragonRage. Right
Dave,
there.
you're a nobody right now. Can we let's make that the slug line for that?
Dude, sales through the roof.
But
it's all over.
Thank you for the encouragement, brother.
Yeah. You're going to be somebody.
Somewhere I'm going, that's right.
Yeah. We're going to make you somebody.
Yeah.
We're going to help anyway.
Oh, my.
But, like, just to kind of build off that, there's very few, I feel, good mentors out there on YouTube. There's a lot of artists that are like, here's a demo on how to draw this, and they just sort of like throw up all this art. They've got all this crazy great rendering. They've got all these great, here's a shape, and here, draw the rest of it. But they don't really go into the thought process, the workflow that you put into rendering art and whatnot. And watching Jimmy's channel, and then I didn't even know Dave Finch had a channel until like a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. And then I saw he would start updating it again. I was like, holy Jesus, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like this is, I'm glad Dave is back online. Super glad.
And he did. Now, does he do just one of the covers for the book, or what's his involvement?
He did the cover. We have the Indiegogo exclusive David Finch. As I mentioned before, we're new to crowdfunding, and we're new to Indiegogo, and we brought Dave Finch with us. It's the first time he's ever offered any work through Indiegogo.
Okay. Wow. Nice.
Yeah. So it's what is going on right now with this movement, or this new change in the industry, and what crowdfunding is doing. It's starting to catch attention to the bigger names. They're starting to notice, and they're looking over. I think it's his way of putting his toe in the water. Mm-hmm. And testing the temperature.
He's using us for a guinea pig, Jimmy. That's what's going on. Damn it.
It's okay. You can use us, David. Just
can
go
you
ahead.
Tell us a little bit more about working with David Finch? I mean, did it like blow your mind when you got the job to like ink him, or how did that kind of?
You're gonna get two different versions of this. I'm gonna let Jimmy go first.
Well, you should have started with Jimmy. You're a nobody right now. No, so I created a YouTube channel, and so I think today the way to break in and get attention, if you want to go in the mainstream, is to or anywhere, get any work, is really get out there in social media. So I put these videos up. I was inking Dave Finch's work, and not professionally at the time, and I was just doing it for practice. Put it up there, and he Googled inking tutorials because he was starting to ink himself, and he wanted to learn how to ink. And he said I was the only guy that put a video up there that actually was showing people how to ink. Others were just showing their work after it was finished, or just their inkers that were just online just talking. They weren't even showing how they ink. So that attracted him to my channel. He liked what I did. He compared me to Matt Banning, and he said that was his favorite inker, along with Danny Mickey. And So when he compared me to that caliber, that level up there, I just went, wow. So how it happened was I get a phone call from Meredith Finch, and she says, Dave saw your work on YouTube, and he wants to know if you would ink him on a project. And I laughed and I said, absolutely, absolutely, I want to ink him. Definitely. She goes, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and send you out the work tomorrow. I'm going to send you an email and just send me your address, and we'll send out the original art. Oh, that's great, man. That's awesome. Absolutely. I look forward to it. We hang up, and my mom was like, at the time I was over at my mom's, and when I got the phone call, and she said, who was that? And I said, prank call.
Oh,
I said,
no.
I have a good sense of humor. I can play along with it,
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I got home. Sure enough, there was an email from Meredith Finch. I sent my email. I sent my address. I still thought it was I still thought it was a dream or something. It was still unreal. Next morning, sure enough, knock on my front door. FedEx with the original art from David Finch.
Did you ink his originals?
Yeah, I used to ink them traditionally over his
Damn,
original.
dude.
Now, was that like a whole new stress level for you to ink over David Finch originals?
Yeah. I have the video on my YouTube channel. If you go back to the archive, like the older videos, after I found out that it was real, I made a video, and you could just see I'm so excited. I'm fanboying out. And then I made a video when the package comes and I open it from FedEx and I get to pull out the original David Finch. So this is what it turned out to be. It turned out that it was he was taking a chance on a first timer inker on a really big major cover. I had no idea. It was for Power Rangers Shattered Grid number 25, and it was a cover offered through Sketch Art, and it's a book that they retailed for $100. I had no idea that you had to go through Saban Entertainment. Like they had to work with them. I had to work with Boom Studios. I had to work with Sketch Art. Like there were a lot of people that had to approve it before I even got, able to just really complete the work. And for Dave to see my work and to go through all that just to get me on that cover, I didn't find out till later on that was what he did. And I went, oh my God, like,
That's so
Damn.
What a story,
Yeah.
man. That is a really cool,
Dude, I love this stuff. All this behind the scenes stuff, dude. I love it. Like when Fraga talks, it's the best. Yeah.
Well, and just finding out the different ways, it's just doing the work, obviously putting in the hours, but also, putting it out there, having the guts to put it in front of people, show people your progression. You just never know whose eyeballs are going to land on it. What a great story, man. So now I'm expecting the X-rated version from.
No, so it's not even X-rated. But okay, so two things. First of all, if my mic starts sounding weird, just give me the high sign so I can log out and log in. I don't know why it does that every once in a while.
Okay, you sound great right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
You sound great right now.
Working as I had my very first comic published when I was 19 years old, right out of the gate. Out of high school, just kind of submitted some stuff to a company and got published. And then I never got another thing published again. Right. So here I am as a person who's been collecting and reading comics for most of my life. Imagine what it's like to know that your first real piece of work that you're doing is not only being realized by Jimmy Reyes, but that the cover is David Finch, right? Just
Right.
let that sink in for you guys for a minute, and then now you know where I am with this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like. It's
Damn,
great. I
dude.
try to explain it to my wife, and my wife has zero understanding.
Dave, you're
Right.
somebody. It's just nobody knows.
Yeah,
Well, you got to put it in context of, put it in a world context of what she might understand. Like, what is something that she really just loves, that adores? Like, is it sports? Is it a show?
It's
Yeah,
origami.
I've tried.
She likes making origami.
yeah, she does.
It's like-
No, my wife and I are really weird. Like she's I'm the one that will get up and clean the house on Sunday, and then she sits on the couch with her hand in her pants watching NASCAR. That's my. She was a tank mechanic in the Army. She's
Well,
really
there you
rough
go.
and tough.
So imagine what it would be like to get in that NASCAR with your favorite driver
yeah.
and do some laps. That's what I'm talking about here. This is
Yeah.
what this feels like.
she gets it. It's just that she's trying to keep me humble, you know.
Yeah,
So she
yeah.
she always acts like it's no big deal. It's a huge deal, you know.
Yeah, it
And,
is.
Nice.
yeah. So I mean, again, I have to thank Jimmy. I mean, it's through his contacts and his work. I'm basically standing on his shoulders, and being in the mix with this project, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I guess it's about that time. I'd really like to know, like, what's the backbone here? What's the I guess the pitch, the essence of the book that you'd really like people to understand.
I guess I'll start first, Jimmy, and then you can add to it. The character, Nuri, she has the ability to turn into a dragon, and it's something that she's only just recently started being able to do. And instead of taking it like an origin story, we start the story where she's like fresh into it. It's only been like a couple of months that she's been able to do this. And the world that she lives in, it's not like it's a common occurrence. You know, it isn't like a fantasy, a game or something like that where, oh, people do this all the time. It's highly unusual, but it's not so unusual that people, it's not like if it were happening in our world, so to speak.
Okay.
And she's being used as a weapon of the kingdom. They, you know, immediately said, oh, you can turn into a dragon. Great. Now we can defeat, you know, the enemies around us, etc. And she's fine with it. She was an orphan. She was a servant for the kingdom. And now she's kind of living in luxury. I guess if you're a dragon, you can do whatever you want. So, you know,
claim to fame.
Yeah, I mean, that's her shtick. So the thing is that at this point, other people from her past are starting to realize, wait a second, this is who she is, this is where she is, and they're converging on her. And the story's going to build up to a point where she finds out some things about herself that, hey, maybe it's not safe for me to be involved with people at all. You know, the title of the comic is DragonRage for a reason. And these are things that we're gonna find out through the story. There's some other cool political things happening in the story, and there's a love story in it as well. Like we said last night, Jimmy and I are at an age where we can allow that to happen. Isn't that right, Jimmy? I think we're both grandparents now, so, and we both have granddaughters. So we're like, yeah. So, you know, that's kind of the thrust of the story and where we are when we start with the first issue.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, that's, I really, you know, I didn't know, I got to say, I really didn't know much about the project. I kind of wanted to keep it that way so I could hear a lot of this for the first time from you guys. I really love this idea that I had no idea that she could turn in to a dragon. Like, I didn't know that was a component there, and that's really interesting. I think the dynamic of the character in terms of having that great power, but still kind of, I guess, working for, you know, what the kingdom, you say, what would you call it? Like her serving an interest of another party that way, even though she has the power to just annihilate them probably. Like, so I want to talk about it's a mindset, you know, it's I like that, you know, you exploring those components of the character are interesting to me.
The thing that I thought about when Jimmy was first talking about because it was Jimmy's idea that he threw at me, and then I started thinking about it, and there was something I had heard a long time ago about if you take an elephant from the time they're a baby and you chain their leg to a pole that they can't get away from, eventually you could just use a piece of string and do the same thing that they could easily break, but they'll still stay tethered to that pole because that's their mindset. And so I thought about that with her. It was like the way she was raised. She's so young that she doesn't know yet that it's okay, that she could go off and do these other things. And that's going to be another component of the story, is that whenever she turns into a dragon, her brain, everything changes about her chemistry, everything. And as she's going back and forth, she's starting to realize, hey, wait a second, I'm something else. And that's going to be another part of what happens in the story.
All right. Yes. Very cool. I love it, dude. Yeah. These are the things that really make a character dynamic and it is, you know, we had this discussion on a show earlier this week, but you know, how important, yes, the big picture story is important, but it's really those characters, the characters themselves that will keep people engaged for the long haul. So it sounds to me like you're creating this character is going to have enough depth to keep people engaged for a long time. Yeah,
I think I wanted to show growth. You know, you always want to, as a writer, always want to have an arc for all of your characters, even if they're, you know, minor characters. And with her, I have a daughter who's 25, and just thinking about watching her grow up and the different things she's gone through. And I'm picturing this character here because she's like, 18, 19 years old, and where she is in life and where she came from, and this immense power that she's been given, but she's not really exploring it just yet. And I thought that was a really interesting time to the story was right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. All right. Jimmy. He might be, I don't know. He might be taking
Jimmy's eating right
dog
now.
something.
Oh, he's eating. Right. It's an eating break.
Oh no, I was ordering lunch.
Almost. That was cool.
Jimmy
I'm
ordering
not-
second lunch.
I'm in another tab up here.
I'd
It
love
was-
to know like your influences. I mean, I can see some David Finch in there. Did you have other influence on kind of your style, or what are your like main influences?
Yeah, definitely. David Finch. I mean, when you work with somebody and you're inking directly over their work, you're basically, it's not really tracing, but you're going over their line work on the original. It's gonna influence your work. You're gonna pick up from them. So the question that you asked me, that was asked earlier was, what was it like, when you got to work with David Finch, and did I feel that doing a page a day for a year, did I feel that did anything for my art? And yeah, it did. And it wasn't until after I started working with Dave that I really started to notice improvement in my own work. My inks got better. And it was, work with somebody at that caliber, even my pencils got better. And then Dave and I became friends, and we started talking often. And I mean, I've known him for about over 4 years now. And we're friends now. I mean, now I know about his life. I know where he lives, and it's really neat. And having access to this guy, I can pick his brain. 27 plus years of experience, and
Yeah.
I have access to that.
So he became a little bit of a mentor to you. He's like helped you. You could ask him questions and stuff.
Yeah, and this was all
That's
before.
so awesome.
Yeah. Well, it's a balanced relationship, because I mean he comes to me and he asks me questions, and I set him up on the live streaming, and I got him up and running, and so it isn't like I'm just coming in and just picking his brain. He also picks my with me as well on like the web design, streaming, and doing all that stuff, and so it feels good. It didn't, and I would feel bad if it was just me going to him and saying, teach me this, if he wasn't like, I'll teach you this if you teach me that.
What's kind of awesome about your story is like he found you the exact same way that I found you. I wanted to learn how to ink, and so I just looked up, and then you were the only one that was like, you and Richard Friend are like the only two that like showed anything like the real deal, and I was like, yeah, this guy's cool. So
That's great.
He found
Now-
you the same way I found you. That's awesome.
Are these videos of you actually showing how to ink? Are they still available on
Yes.
the YouTube channel?
Yeah,
Now is that on Page One Comics YouTube channel?
Yes. Yeah. Page One
Okay.
Comics used to be Jimmy Reyes art,
Right.
and then it transitioned over. And now, I mean, I still do some art tutorials. Mostly what we do is every Saturday we have an open stream where the attention that Page One Comics YouTube channel has, I open up that platform and I allow other artists to come in. And sometimes Dave Finch will guest there, and people can come in, meet Dave Finch. I've had Meredith Finch, Kevin Sharp. I have my peers that I've met through the industry. And I've got more people coming out. But not only that, can they come in and meet working professionals for aspiring artists? They can network, meet each other. I allow them to show their work. I give everybody, plenty of time on there. We don't rush anybody. We let everybody present their work to
That's
our
cool.
audience.
Nice, man. Yeah, I mean, you obviously you really understand what this is all about. Giving other people, you give and you take, and it's really symbiotic. It's cool. I love what you're doing with the channel. I dropped that link again for people. If you haven't subbed to Page One Comics on YouTube, do that. There's a wealth of great content there. So yeah, this campaign, it just looks really cool. I'm curious. This character that can turn into a dragon, did you guys put a lot into, are we going to get to see that transformation happen? Like, is it an intense process? What is that like for the character?
Yeah, actually, if we share my screen, I'll give the viewers a view of the actual page.
Yes.
Here, let me just pull it up here real quick. So you get an idea of what it looks like, and this is without any. It's going to be without any color for people to
right.
see. It's in black. This is the actual core work in black and white. So Nuri has it's not like lycanthropy that we see within the human werewolf type
Yeah.
thing. It's still a lycanthropy. I mean, two different species together, but it's there's a lot more like energy. It's a rage. So it's like this fiery, like lava kind of burning from within, and she kind of burst into this big,
Yeah.
I based it on my wife.
Now, is this something? And again, if I ask any questions where you're like, "No, we're saving that for the reader experience," just say no, not answering that. But is this something? Is she able to control when this happens? Is it something she's starting to figure out how to control? Does it happen without her consent sometimes, or?
No, she the first time. So we, obviously with this issue where we're starting, we don't have the backstory being told yet. But the first time it happened to her, it was something that just happened. But for the story purposes, yeah, she's totally able to control what she does. What she's going to start losing control of is when she is a dragon, maybe wanting to turn back into a human. Because I don't know if you guys ever read Marvel Man, but in that story, whenever he turned into Marvel Man, his world was so great. Why would he ever want to turn back into the putz that he was?
Yeah.
But with Nuri, I think that as a human, she's comfortable enough with who she is that she's starting to become this hybrid of both. But yeah, she's able to control it. She's able to go back and forth, but it's having some consequences.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man, this looks great. I just instantly, the moment you said this is what the character is about, I'm like, man, I can't wait to see what that's going to look like.
Now,
This is
Jimmy, I
cool.
didn't see your tiers, but are you doing original art tiers, or is this going to be a strictly digital?
Yeah, I did all my work digitally. I converted from. I used to be a traditional inker, and I converted into
Yeah.
being a digital artist now. And the cover, even when I inked Dave Finch on this one, I inked him digitally just to bring a new, fresh look and to keep the look consistent from the style on the cover. I didn't want to do traditional inks on the cover and then all digital on the inside. I wanted to kind of get people used to, because I don't like those comics where you've got this great looking cover, it's a great art style, and then you open it up and it's like wah wah wah. It's like
Yeah.
That's the worst.
yeah, you're like
Yeah,
oh
I also bought the recent Conan books.
yeah.
Oh no. And that's it's a big part of running a solid campaign, indie crowdfunding campaign for a comic. It's really, there are a lot of do's and don'ts, and certainly one of them is showing a fair sample of the interior art. A good 5 pages usually. Some people have shown as many as 12. It's really up to the creators, but certainly showing at least 5 pages is key.
Yeah, we actually decided that we wanted to complete the book before going into a campaign, and so we actually documented. People got to see the concept on on our YouTube channel, and then I started doing all the art all the way through. Of course, I did the pages out of order to mix things up a little bit, so I didn't say what page is what, in the stream.
Yeah.
Give people ideas of what it was like creating this book from concept all the way to the campaign. So we've got to the point where all I have left is 4 pages to complete it.
Nice.
And we said, it's time. It's time to start this campaign. Let's run with it, because I mean, at some point, man, you just got to take that dive off that high dive and go
Right.
in the water. You just got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you've done it right. You've been patient. You're very well prepared. You've got almost all the work done. This is. I don't think anybody's going to be concerned with this project that they're not going to get what is being promised. I don't think that's going to enter people's mind. This is so great. Damn,
Look at that page, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. This is actually my cover for it. We had Dave Finch come in and do the cover. And when Dave did the cover, I told Dave Philpott, I said, there's no reason for me to do a cover anymore. There's no point. And the the whole art community that was around there at the Page One channel said, no, you need to do a cover. We want your cover. You know, we want to
Definitely.
have the interior artist on the cover as well. And I said, all right. So the encouragement I got, you know, was really good, and it was because of the viewers why I went ahead and I felt confident enough to go and create a cover. You know, and when I put my cover up next to David Finch, I mean, of course, I'm not Dave's level, but I don't feel like ashamed, you know, to be next to Dave. I feel kind of like, all right, like I think I'm in the I mean, I'm at least in the same room. I may not be on the, you know.
Dude, I love that. This is iconic to me. This is the kind of thing that can make this kind of image can create a comic book fan. This is the thing. It's usually, you know, making a comic book fan, I think people, you know, they overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
And it's like they think it's some long process of all these things you have to do. It can be one image. Somebody sees an image from a comic like this that's iconic, that's got that impact, and it feeds into all of their interests and things that they love. And it's like that one image can do it. They'll be fan for life. And this, I feel like this is that kind of image to me right here.
Wow. I'll tell you that this image right here, I was starting to write because I've already written the second issue and I was starting to write the third issue. And when I saw this image right here, I threw everything I had away for issue 3 because it completely changed my storyline. When I say completely, I mean like 180 turned the idea that I had around because I was like, this is too good.
Yeah, that's how I was with Sam Keith. I seen that one Wolverine cover he did with Wolverine with all the tree. I mean, I saw that. It's like you're instant fan. So yeah, it's like that. Like this is super iconic with the dragon and the warrior, and that hatching on that freaking leg is awesome. Dude.
So good,
I love it.
Beautiful.
Thank you. You know, when I don't know about you guys, but like when I'm working, a doubt can just creep in my brain. I go, nobody's gonna want this, you know, but I really forced myself to finish. And it wasn't until we came into the crowdfunding community, the reception that we got, I just went, okay, I think I could do this. You know, I think, you know, we're going to make it. It wasn't until like I was on Dan Frega's channel. And as soon as I showed that first piece of art, everybody on there went, oh, and that response, I was like, oh my God, like, wow. Like these are the guys who I admire, and they're all just going, wow. And my work, I just went, wow. And it really built up my confidence and made me go, you know what? I need to have more confidence in my work, you know?
There's no doubt about it, man. I mean, I got to say, I'm certainly, this is on my list of things. There's so many I would like to back, but this one, I'm not going to miss this project. And I will certainly be snagging your cover, sir.
Wow, thank you.
I love it. Yeah. No disrespect to the other cover artists, but that's the piece I want.
You know, and I'm starting to hear that more and more. I'm starting to get people on Twitter and getting emails, and people are saying, you know what, we really like your cover. That's the cover, you know, I would really like to back. And I'm just going, wow, like there's a Dave Finch available. Like if you even find me, I would have stopped at Dave Finch. Like,
well, that's with crowdfunding too. We get to know you. You're the guy when it's like we want our guy's stuff. That's what we want our guy. So,
that's a huge component of all of this for sure. It's like that connection that people form by just watching your videos, getting to know you more, seeing the work progress and your attitude about it. I love the collaboration. It's clear that you guys have a very intense collaborative spirit going between you where you feed off of each other. I love that. Like you seeing that image and wanting to like, okay, I gotta take this, I gotta click it up a couple notches because this is phenomenal.
You have to be that way, especially with Jimmy, because
there it is.
3 o'clock in the morning, man. He'll be just like, hey, look, man, instead
there's
of
your microphone. There's your microphone issue.
Okay, hold on. Be right back. Give me a second.
All right. He knew it was going to happen eventually. He's like, mate, just let me get through this hour. Nope. Not going to happen. That's weird, man. I wonder what causes that.
We haven't been able to figure it out. It's been happening for about a week now on the streams. But we figured out, we finally figured out if he logs out, logs back in, it works.
It stops. What a pain in the ass. There he is.
Better.
Yes.
Much better.
Is it still?
Yep.
Oh,
No,
what
you're
I was
good.
saying is Jimmy's the guy that'll text you at 3:00 in the morning and go, "Okay, look, it's not going to be dragons anymore. It's."
Right.
He goes, "I've got a different idea, so we got to change everything." So yeah.
Yeah. I
So-
get that.
So I'm looking at your tiers, and like they're all good, but I don't see a Jimmy and Finch combo. I see
maybe
a
there's an
Wills and
add-on option.
Reyes.
No, that's a very good suggestion. I didn't even think of that because I don't put myself on the Dave Finch level. I go, you know what I mean? I never thought of that. That's a great idea.
I see the Dragon Clan where it's all 4 covers, but
Yeah.
if I just want your cover, Jim, and Dave's cover,
Yeah.
I
would,
I'll drop 50 on that.
I know Indiegogo allows you to, when people make their selection, they can have the option to add on. So maybe you can do some add-on selections there. If people want to add whichever cover they want, you might as well make them all available separately as an add-on.
That's
that
why I
works
was
pretty
asking
well.
about the original art, because that's usually a big draw too for crowdfunding. If you can actually get a piece of original art from the artist, do you guys have an original art tier on there?
The closest I came to that was I originally, when we launched, I had a tier where it was a 1 of 1. If you bought the sketch cover came free, but you would get an original sketch from me of this character right here named Thrago. And I was thinking about doing 3 tiers where one would be of Thrago, the second one would be of a dragon, and then one would be of Nuri, the girl who can turn into the dragon. And I was going to offer those, but then I kind of chickened out.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
nobody's gonna want
especially
this.
on Indiegogo. That's something people like. At least I do. I like the original art tiers, and that's where I'll usually back. If I can get even if you look at the ones that are really successful, they have you can get all the variant covers, you can get a sketch, you can get a large amount of stuff all in one tier, and we'll pay for it. We'll pay the premium to be able to get everything we want like that. So
Yeah.
that's
Always
something to
give
think about
people
anyway.
the option. There are people that really they have the funds and they love supporting this stuff. They just love it. You might as well give them everything from the lowest to the highest tier possible. You just give them the option and see what happens.
Yeah,
God, that cover looks so good, man. I just
Yeah.
love this. Do you want to go through these tiers?
Yeah. that'd be-
Okay. What is this featured tier all about?
This one is for those that for those that really appreciate line work and art. Today in the mainstream in comic books, you don't get that type of line work quality. A lot of the guys are really just kind of doing it for the paycheck, and
Yeah.
I want to bring that back. I want to bring back that hyper, detail from the 90s, the type of line work Scott Williams used to do in the 90s. And,
Yeah.
Top Cow days. And so, I learned ink from, I didn't mention, but from the Wildstorm guys. I came from, I lived next to the Wildstorm bunch, and they were nice enough. They're the ones that taught me how to ink. And so I'm heavily influenced by that.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to mention. That's where I learned ink was the Wildstorm guys, and so we created the artist proof to have the option where you can get the Dave Finch work on the cover, and you get my inks over him with absent of color, and then you get the entire book. It's a full comic book, fully lettered. It's completely in black and white, and we made that one. It's limited. There's only 200 of those.
Yeah.
Because we honestly didn't know. If fans in the crowdfunding were artists or fans of art, or did they just want to collect? So
Yeah.
we didn't know how many to offer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You experiment a little bit, and obviously something limited to 200 is it really increases its collectability. If you're saying we're not going to offer this again after this, you definitely want to make that clear. If it is you're limiting 200 only, then that increases value for whatever it is, for sure.
what we're doing with our campaign is that anytime you see one of the tiers says Indiegogo exclusive, means that it's exclusive to this campaign. When the campaign ends, it's not available anymore. It's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
And that way, we want our backers to know that when they make an investment, we're not going to turn around and show up at a comic store and get DragonRage #1 for $3.
That's so important, man. And it's like Ethan Van Sciver with Cyberfrog. Not only is he not offering it in his on his eBay store at even the same price, it's more expensive to buy the comic after the campaign. And he's certainly not going to sell it for less expensive. And I think that's really key. It's really important because it is about respecting those backers, the people that invest in what you're doing.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. If you think about it, I mean, your backers, are your investors. They help you, make this product. Because what a campaign is that we're, you contribute to our campaign so we can build up Page One Comics, but the tiers are really our way of saying thank you for your contribution. Yeah. So we can't. It'd be a slap in the face if we went and reprinted it. I mean,
hey, Ron, I was just about to ask you to move the comment or move me down so we could see Dave.
There we go. Since Ink is just using an avatar, I did want to highlight this though for Jimmy, Albino Thunderbuns, who is a marvelous human being, a fantastic work of art in his own right. He would definitely buy a Reyes Finch combo. So I think adding a tier where people can get that combo, I think it would do well for sure.
Man, it's very encouraging. I think we should. I think we will this evening put something up there and let people have that option. Nice. But like I said, it never crossed my mind because I didn't think.
Dude, it speaks to your humility, really cool, and that's great and all, but fucking quit it, man.
Yeah, make some damn money.
And of course we got Ace, and he's wondering where's the side boob? Is there going to be?
Well, there's some
right
here.
here.
She's in dragon form right now, but there's some side boob going on there somewhere. I think dragon boobs. I don't know.
The problem with that is they're not very aerodynamic.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
that's the next backup story, buddy. For the second one.
Yeah. Well,
DragonRage, Revenge of the Side Boob. Yes.
Well, after we show the campaign, there's some artwork we can show you guys. There is nudity in DragonRage, but it's network television nudity.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it does seem to be a question. People want that side boob. They want that ass titty, maybe a little bit. It doesn't have to be overblown. It sounds like you're going to give them that fix a little bit. For sure.
Yeah, it's all going to be Thrago, the guy. That's the problem. So
yeah.
In Cash Grab we have dick man titty. So
right. All right. I know you guys. You've got another show. Where are you guys going to be a little bit later?
Well, we at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is another hour and a half from now, Page One Comics has its Saturday stream, and then we open it up and we let everybody come on in, show off their work. It becomes your show.
Nice.
You can share anything, promote your projects, show your art. It's we would like to share with what we've built. We're really building this for others. Dave and I don't know if we've mentioned this, but Dave and I are not taking profit from this campaign. We're actually rolling everything back into funding Page One Comics and funding issue if we can make enough to get issue 2 started, and then we also want to start up a third project because we already have a second project in the works. But if we can get a third project in there, then we can bring in another art team and we can find somebody out there who hasn't had exposure. Say, you come work with us. We'll show you how to work with the team, how to work with deadlines, and we'll get you the exposure that we're building up. So, really what we're doing is we're really building this just to have an art community and get others exposure. What Dave and I get out of this is that we get to see our babies, our creation out there with other people.
Sure. No, I love that you have a long-term vision for this. It's about building something. I think that's really smart. It can be a problem if people are thinking they're just going to jump into this, throw out a campaign and make a big chunk of money. It's like, no, you've got to build it. You've got to reinvest into it. The idea is to build it to something that can then sustain you. Because if it's not sustainable for everyone involved, it really doesn't do much good.
And that's what I was actually going to just say is like I don't know what it's like on the other side in the mainstream, but we actually don't care if you guys get rich. You know, if you guys want to make some profit,
Yeah, you
we
can't.
want you to be
That's the-
incentivized
yeah.
to keep making this. So make some money, guys. Like, we don't care. We still will buy your product.
Just don't dress like Ethan when you make a lot of
Yeah,
money.
please don't.
Well, that's
Oh.
it. That is the thing with Comicsgate. We're very much like, there seems to be there is this attitude amongst some people, especially in comics, like on their campaigns, they they have to make a point of saying, we're not going to make anything on this. We're just covering our cost. And it's like, well, what the fuck? Why?
No,
We
take
want
my
you to make money.
a
We
house
do.
Payment. Take
We
my money,
want
go
you
buy
to.
a new
We want
car.
you to make money. We want
Yeah.
because people understand, if you have any common sense, that something has to be profitable for it to be sustainable, for it to work for the people involved. So we want
Yeah.
you to make that money. But I do like that your initial early on phase of this is to reinvest it into what you want to grow, and that I think that's
Yeah.
cool.
Well, I mean, Dave and I might be in a unique situation than other creators, but we are able to pay our bills, and we're able. I mean, this is something that even if we didn't have this and it didn't make any money, we're still okay.
Yeah.
So we're very fortunate to be in that kind of situation right now, and so we thought, it takes a lot of money. And the thing is, we don't want people to come in and work for us for pennies, or to work for free. We want to be able to have that funding
Yeah.
and that budget to be able to pay artists a decent
Good.
wage rate.
Good.
And it
And
takes a lot.
I hope you're paying for yourself for your hours too. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess if I get it, if it's about reinvesting and growing something that will feed you that way later, I get that too.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
down the road, don't get me wrong. I mean, if DragonRage becomes an HBO show and it makes us rich,
No, you already said you didn't
Please,
like money. You
please
already
cleanse
said
our
you didn't
palates
like
from that
money.
nightmare
No.
that was Game of Thrones, man. Oh God, something has to replace that because what a nightmare. Okay, let's continue on with these tiers.
yeah. Oh, and as I was, I mean, if I could explain that, if you as you were scrolling, the Dave Finch cover is an Indiegogo exclusive, so
Okay.
it will actually say Indiegogo exclusive printed on the cover. So if you get that
Okay.
on that cover and you get that tier, if you scroll just a little further, you can see it on that cover right there, down by. Oh, it's not on that one. It's on the tier, I guess, on the David Finch tier, but it'll
Is it up
actually
here?
say. It's down towards the bottom, I think.
Okay.
We shuffle them every now and then. We feature a different item once a day.
Oh, I see.
Kind of get people that don't always scroll down. There it is, and it'll say Indiegogo exclusive on it, and it'll
Okay.
actually print it on the cover, meaning that that's it. It's only available through this campaign.
Nice.
If you don't buy it here, we're not going to resell it anywhere else.
So you're literally not. You're going to print what you need, and it's not going to be for sale elsewhere.
Yeah,
Wow.
that particular
Okay.
that particular tier. The Virgin cover, we might have it available again in the next campaign, or we might have it at a show or something. But that one right there, that's the one that it's just for the backers here on this campaign.
Very cool. All right, nice. All right, Feed a Dragon. Tribute offer. Is this just like, hey, if you want to throw some support, you can do that kind of thing?
It's like that commercial with Sarah McLachlan song comes in the background for $5. You too could feed.
Right.
We're trying to give the dragon some support, and then we thought, well, it could also be we weren't sure which one we wanted to go with, but the other one was it's a tribute offering. It's like, hey man, make your tribute offering, or our dragon will come eat your village.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So it's
man.
however you want to look at it.
Yeah, the perfect kill. It's out there.
Jesus.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, we forget. I mean, because they're pets and they're
Right.
domesticated, but we forget these are natural born killers. Like these
Right.
you can't breed it out, man.
Cats are dragons, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever been done either. I would love to see a giant cat go up against a dragon. I think that would be spectacular. All right.
Let me write that
Next
down.
issue.
Let's see.
So the Jimmy Reyes cover right here, $20, very nice pricing on that. Beautiful cover, and this is the cover right here, guys. Absolutely great work. $20 is that's a nice price point.
We want to have something like introductory, something. We know everybody's in different financial statuses throughout there, and we don't just want to cater to those that have the disposable income. We want, we know $20 could mean a lot to somebody, and so we want to, try to make the tier as low as we could. I didn't want to lower, Dave Finch's cover or Joe Will's, so I made it mine. I said let's lower the price of mine. I'm not proud. I don't have to have the highest, price. Status cover, just put it in there and make it affordable to somebody.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, Thunderbuns, he likes your approach here. I'm prepared to not make a dime for myself until my third campaign at the earliest, so I can invest that money in long-term growth. Yeah, I think it's smart. It's wise.
Yeah.
Well, I think it also speaks to the fact that we're not, trying to make money off of it. So we're not in a way willing to, I don't want to say compromise our vision because that sounds pretentious, but you know what I'm saying? We're not trying to orchestrate this to make money. So we're not looking at all the trends in the industry and going, well, what is it that sells? What sells? I think we're doing this more as a project of what we want to do.
Right.
And so to that end, if we don't make a whole lot of money, but we can still get it out there, I think we're happy.
Yeah. Nice. All right, let's keep going. You got a shirt on offer. Nice. And this feature, is this the Finch art?
Yeah, David Finch art. It does have the DragonRage logo, but at the very bottom.
Okay.
On it. Just because we would like to put a shirt out there with just the graphic, but then people are going to go, "What is that?"
Yeah.
So we say we have to brand it with a logo. So.
So, if someone were to say pick up your cover here, this edition, can they add on the shirt when they are checking out?
Yes, we have on the left side, when you scroll further down, we have a section that says add-ons, and it shows you all the add-ons that aren't available as single tiers, and it's only available to those that back a tier. Once you back a tier, you get these even much more rare extras, special things to add on. Then that'll make it really unique, and they're neat little stuff. I think we're pretty proud of it for being a first-time campaign. I think it's pretty unique stuff.
All right. And then we got the Joe Wills cover.
Yeah, what we did was we want to bring in new talent and we give them exposure. So we found Joe Wills as a viewer on our stream. He showed us sample work. We like it, and we said, "Hey, man, we want you to be part of this project." So we put him on a cover,
That's
and
awesome, dude.
he's so talented,
It really is. The composition on this cover is it's beautiful, man.
It's actually a connecting cover. So Joe Wills, we like what we saw. We brought him in and we said, let's build up a second project. We created a second project. Joe Wills is the artist on it. And so he did this cover in DragonRage, and then he has a cover coming out for Veil of Night, which is our second book. And the two will butt together and connect to make one image.
Oh, right. Nice. Yeah. Nicely done. I love that kind of like creative pre-planning shit. That's really, and the fans, they really do appreciate that kind of thing as well, when that kind of thought is being put in. Thanks for that, Ace. If you can, like and share the vid, I would appreciate that. I'm totally looking to ride trends. My next project will feature, I'm assuming, hot chicks, cybernetic frogs, the universal monsters, and dragons. I'll be printing money.
Yeah, you can just you could actually, I've seen those copies of where you have Transformers and then somebody comes out with Transmorphers.
Yeah,
you can
right.
You can call it Android Amphibian.
Those are always hilarious, man. Yeah.
I don't need to be the guy that created Transformers. I just need to be the guy that created GoBots.
Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Actually, GoBots was out before Transformers.
Was it? I liked it better, actually.
Yeah, based on the documentary on Netflix. It's like, oh, I didn't know GoBots was first.
Neither did I. I thought they were a copy.
So what's the... explain the blank sketch cover to us.
Yeah, it's not just for artists, but it is for those out there that say Dragon Rage picks up popularity, and because Dave Finch is on there and people like the characters and everything, then other artists can buy this and say, I will do my commission on it, and they can do a sketch and offer that to fans of Dragon Rage, and be a part of it as well. Or as a fan, you buy it, you take it to your favorite artist, and let them do a commission. Dave Finch says, he's more than happy to do a commission for you on that. So you can get an original sketch cover.
That's
from
a
David
cool
Finch.
idea. I like that. Yeah, nice. I don't know
Very
that I've
cool.
seen that before. Have any of you guys seen that on a campaign before?
None of us know David Finch.
Oh no,
Just kidding.
That's fair.
Unhinged Entertainment, which is another. He's a CG guy.
Yeah.
He has that book Absolute. He's got a sketch cover. In his
Okay.
campaign.
Yeah, I know. I am in the works of probably setting something up with him as well. I haven't been able to check out that campaign yet. So yeah, it's a really cool idea. I like that.
He was a cool guy. I was just on a stream with him this morning, and he's a really nice guy. He's a really good guy to talk to.
Nice. Then of course you got the heavy hitter David Finch tier, $30. Nice. The Virgin
nice.
David Finch cover. Haha, nice. Yeah, these seem to be quite popular. The Virgin covers for sure. For obvious reason. I mean, it is nice to get that artwork without any distraction, any interruption. Very nice.
Yeah, a lot of
those
people will like they put them in these little cases and they display them on the wall because it's more of like it's artwork. It
Yeah.
doesn't have a logo or anything on it. And what I would highly recommend is, I don't know if anybody realizes, but when you do crowdfunding, your print run is much smaller than it would be through a mainstream. So this could be the rarest cover from David Finch. So what I'm going to do, me personally, is I'm going to get my copy and I'm going to get it CGC graded. Because
Right.
you never know where the book's going to go, and it's like the hardest to find Dave Finch cover. It's like,
Yeah.
our Joe Wills could be, we could blow up. I mean, his work is wow. He's like Pepe Larraz. Like his work is just amazing. We can't wait to show him off. So,
Yeah, that's a really good point. This is someone you discovered through your channel. Really liked his work. So yeah, this could be a truly powerhouse collectible. If he does go, obviously he will go on to do great things. He's got the talent. So we got the Wills. So this would be the one right here. I'd say this one is a great buy right here.
yeah,
Those
you're
reasons. Yeah.
you're saving money and you're saving on shipping. We did cut the price a little bit in the combo.
Yeah.
Because
And
we
you're getting
realized
two really cool covers too.
Right.
Very cool. So, and of course, as you know, I'm scrolling down here, we're seeing some of this interior art looking very good. And you said earlier you're only what four pages away from being done.
Yeah, four pages away from being done, and the campaign runs all the way till November 4th. So I could finish those 4 pages in that time, but also promoting a lot. It takes a lot of time to promote, and so even then, after the campaign ends, it takes a little while to get the funding, and then we have to pay the colorist. So by the end of November, so it's still 4 pages, man. If I couldn't knock out 4 pages by November, I mean. But I can do a page a day, and so no doubt I can get those 4 done, and we're going to try to get this book shipped to people early. That's what we're shooting for, but we don't want to rush any of the quality. We gave ourselves just a little more time till February 2021, just
Smart.
to be
That
safe.
is smart. Yeah, it's you promise, you give yourself that leeway, and then people are just really happy if you're able to get it to them a little early. That's just icing. Very nice. Pages are looking great. And who's doing the coloring?
Andrew Dahlhaus, who colored for DC Comics, colored Brett Booth over at Valiant on Bloodshot. So it's a professional team. I mean, we've got people that have been doing this freelancing, doing it for a living. So, I mean, I don't want to say like we know what we're doing. I mean, because whenever you put your own book together, it's a totally different thing. But I mean, we've done this. We know what it's like to be out there and have a deadline. We know what it's like to, have to get something out that's due at a certain date.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which tier has the ink spots colored cover?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
where is
telling
that?
you.
I've been wondering that. I was going to ask that too.
Dude, those skulls I saw today. I'm gonna get him to color all the seats anytime there's a bench in Dragon Rage. I
I'm
love
coloring
like,
all the chairs.
all the chairs. Yeah,
Just get a big throne scene and just hand that to ink and go, here, make that look good.
oh yeah, he did a great job on that, man. That was
Okay, so you've got the $100 tier here. This gets you all 4 covers. Nice. I did want to ask about when it comes to signing the comic, or are you signing your cover, or are any of these going to be signed by either Phil or you, Jimmy?
That's a good question. I honestly, I went in, I didn't know what kind of response we're gonna get. I didn't know if anybody was gonna care. Like, are they even gonna, want my artwork or much less my signature? And so I didn't offer that. I just didn't expect the kind of
Signatures,
response.
or
Yeah,
if you
they're
can. I
must.
mean, if you can sign
Yeah.
your books, I mean, it's always it's just something CG absolutely values. And I get the humility component, but you're just gonna have to let that go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more than happy, man. Anybody who wants a signature, I'd be more than happy to, either we create a tier or he just drop me a message, say sign mine. I mean, uh, you know,
Yeah.
like I said, we're fairly new in the campaigning crowdfunding, so we're open for suggestions.
Yeah.
What are
I'm
what
not
are your
used to
thoughts,
people-
Dave? What are your
I'm
thoughts?
not used to people asking me for my autograph unless it's for like a credit card receipt. So I mean, I suppose
Right.
I'm willing to do whatever. If you want me to sign it, I'll sign it. If you want me to come
Yeah.
over and clean your windows, I'll do that. Just
Now, are
let
you
me know,
guys?
man.
Are you guys, when it comes to fulfilling, are you guys close enough in proximity to each other? Are you going to be doing that together, or would you be able to both sign copies of the book?
We are nowhere near each other.
Nowhere near each other.
Oh.
Yeah, what a great time. It's so cool, this opportunity to connect with other people and create with them over these vast distances. But it does create some problems here and there.
Yeah.
To give us a little bit of practice for what's coming up. It's kind of like you take parenting classes before the baby's going to arrive. So what we decided was we're going to offer free stuff. So we printed a 12-page comic book. We gave it to influencers and we offered it up to our viewers for absolutely free. All they had to do was follow the link, type in their information in our website, and we printed out labels, got it together, packaged it, shipped it. And that gave us an idea of what fulfillment was going to be like. So we were able to kind of create our plan and figure out, how you package something, how you make it safe. And we got feedback from those that received it, and everybody loved the way we packaged it.
All right.
Put them together, and we threw in extra goodies. We gave everybody buttons, stickers. I mean, just trading cards. Gave everybody a bunch of really neat, fun stuff to
Nice,
say thank
man.
you for being our test monkeys.
That's
That's
pretty
really,
smart.
I like that you did that. I like that it just, again, it shows how serious you're taking this, how serious you take taking care of your customers, your backers. That's a really cool thing that you did, to get to know the process and what to expect with it. I would highly recommend, Jimmy, if you can sign your copies with your cover. I would absolutely recommend that. People do value it. It adds that little extra bump of value to every purchase.
Well, you're certainly able to go in on the Indiegogo page, and you can leave a comment there. And anybody who wants something signed, let me know. Just go ahead and drop us a line, and we'll be happy to take care of that for you.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I think
really cool.
we'd love to be able to have these tiers that could really, have fewer backers and have a higher price tier where we could build up that funds faster. But I think the first campaign, I think it would just be nice just for us to throw in the signatures, as a way
Yeah.
of saying thank you for backing first timers,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. Like Dave said, I mean, I guess you could send a message, just let us
Mm-hmm.
know, and we'll be more than happy to do that.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, so what is this? The first 30 backers.
So when we gave out that stuff online, we paid out of pocket. I was averaging about $100 a week in shipping cost alone. To ship stuff out to people. Because when I was on the line and saying free, I thought nobody was going to care about DragonRage, but oof, we got a big response. Free,
Right.
sure, I'll take the sample. Let's try it. And so yeah, it was very, very expensive to ship. But we're more than happy to do it. But we still had 30 of the buttons, 30 of the stickers, and 30 trading cards left over from all the ones we had given out. So we said, okay, we're going to throw that in extra to the first 30 backers. So they got extra goodies. They're going to get extra goodies in their perks.
That's great. That's great. Mm-hmm. And then what about the 31 to 200? Where are you guys at right now?
104.
104.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm checking it out.
Yeah,
right
maybe
now.
refresh it. See if there's
we'll
any
do
new
that.
backers.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We're going to give people as much time as possible. You know how I am about that. It makes me really nervous.
Right.
I have anxiety about it.
I'm impatient. Forgive me.
I have anxiety. We'll get there. So the next 31 to 200 backers. What is this about?
Oh, Dave, I don't know if you wanted to tackle.
Yeah, that one's the trading card. And if you look there, you can see the artwork for it. It's a image that Jimmy did. It's Thrago, and then you can see Nuri right behind him in her dragon form, and then there's yet another dragon who we haven't really talked about a whole lot yet, but there is another dragon, a bigger, nastier, meaner dragon in the story as well.
Right. Of course.
And so you get this collectible trading card along with it.
Nice. And we are, you're at a little over 100 backers, so there's still plenty of time. Guys, get in on this now so you can get, this is extra stuff you're going to get just for being an early supporter of this project.
And it's actually got round corners. They're really, really nice trading cards. I actually have one, but if you guys go on, let me grab it real quick, and then I can show people the goodies on camera.
Nice.
All right, cool.
Sure.
I like that.
Yeah.
And
I have a question for Dave.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
From our audience earlier, I don't know if Samir's still here, but he asked in regards to Nuri, is she this world's Superman equivalent?
No, I saw that question, and it's an interesting question. Maybe to the kingdom where she has the kingdom, it's called Blackcliff, but to the surrounding community, she's definitely not. In fact, I can kind of drop a spoiler for the upcoming storyline, but at one time there were dragons in the universe, and they were plentiful, but there aren't hardly any anymore. And so this one kingdom, neighboring kingdom, they still have a weapon that they had used to kill dragons, and they're dusting it off, because they're like, look, if you're going to come at me with this, basically this nuclear bomb, we're going to meet that level with something else. And so she doesn't know that yet. She has no idea that there are places around her that are ready and prepared to take her out and kill her. So to her, she's just, helping out the people in her kingdom. To the other kingdoms, she's a threat that needs to be taken out.
So you're going to go dragoning around. We're going to get the newspaper. Got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, she's not OP. She's not like this, extreme, all powerful. And then they're like, oh my God, we need to create something. Let's kryptonite. Yeah, it's kryptonite, and the color yellow. It's not like we're planning ahead.
Yeah, I like that. It's never, having an OP character is it really leads to stagnation pretty quick. So it's good. I like to hear that she's in a world where there will be plenty of conflict that could challenge her abilities.
And just her maturity level too, because, and again, it's something new for her. She doesn't even know her own potential yet.
Yeah.
But I did grab those freebies, and these are for those that had backed us. This was our DragonRage die cut sticker. And people got these absolutely free. It says DragonRage logo, and it's got Nuri as the dragon. And they're great quality. That trading card is right here of Thrago. Let me see if I hold still. My camera focuses. Maybe is it closer? Or is it back further? Come on, camera, focus. I have a DSLR, and it's just like, man, it doesn't work. I mean, a cell phone camera works better than this thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but this was a trading card, Thrago, and we actually send them out in collectors cases. So we didn't just expect you to go out and buy your own. We actually, have some. And this is the
That's a
Thrago
nice touch.
button. Oh my God, my camera's not focusing here.
Mine might be able to.
Yeah,
pop
maybe you
up
have yours
better.
because your it's gonna work better than mine.
I don't
Yeah,
know if
well,
it
let's see.
does.
But yeah, so there's we call it Team Thrago, or there you go.
There we
Our
go. So the
team
takeaway here is spend
Yeah,
less
better.
money. Spend less money on your crap, and it will work better.
Yeah, yes, that's true.
That's Neri
Nice.
with
Look at
her,
that.
her Finnick Fox partner there, Jack.
Nice.
And Jack is becoming a star. He's like the superstar of our book. Everyone seems to really like Jack.
Right on. Okay, now you brought these add-ons up before. Do you want to kind of go through these real quick?
Yeah, so now we've got the 11 by 17 print set, and those are the images. If you see the Jimmy's there, that's what's the trading card as well. And then there's the David Finch cover. And those are really nice quality. Jimmy actually has in his room, he's got, 20 by 30 posters, and he said they're ginormous.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
These prints are a little more manageable, and they're, like I said, 11 by 17. They're good size.
Okay. You got the dragon cloth face mask. Nice.
Yeah, we actually, when we first started talking about the things we were going to offer on the stream, some people just joking around mentioned it, and we said, well, let's not joke around. Let's actually make that a reality. So that's it's what we live in. It's our world now, and so if you're going to wear one, make it a cool one.
And one of the artists that was hanging around the community at our stream, she showed us her work. We loved it. We loved what we saw, and we said, hey, can you do a backup story? And she was more than happy to jump on. We love her painted art style, so you get a bonus free. You get an extra story inside of DragonRage that's not even figured into the price. We just threw it in there.
Wow, dude.
And we love her style so much. We asked her. We said, "Hey, can you paint the face of a dragon for us?" And so that's her art on there. Her name is Sarah Perryman, and she's so talented. She did a
Sarah
great job
Perryman.
on that map.
Okay,
Mhm.
and is she someone people can find on Twitter? Where's the best place to look at her work?
Yeah, she goes by Sarah the Colorist on Twitter and Instagram. So if you look for Sarah the Colorist,
Okay.
she's just super talented. She's usually on our stream, so she might be on tonight on the Saturday stream.
Okay.
She's a really, really nice person to meet. And we asked her, we said, hey, we want to do this. This merch company came to us before we even had launched our campaign, said, we want to make a deal with you. We want to provide your merch. We want you to run with us for the company. So they gave us a great deal. I designed the concept for the mask, and I said, Sarah, the deadline is tonight. Can you get me tomorrow?
Yeah.
Can you paint this by tonight and get it to me by tomorrow? Because I thought I was just going to buy clip art, or I thought they had artwork. And so she did it, she got it done. And she said, absolutely, I will make it happen. She did it.
Beautiful.
That's the people it's good people to have on your team.
That's really, man, it's, people talk about, they want to bring in other artists and give other opportunities to people, but everything that you've talked about, it's so clear that you are really doing that. When you see talent, when you come across it, you really are like, how can we give this person an opportunity? Where would they fit? Man, it's so cool to see that.
Yeah, and it's getting to. I just love seeing their faces when they see their work and it's out there. Because I remember that first time when I got my work first published. Yeah, I was so excited to just go to the comic store and just watch people buy the book that I did.
It's that once in a lifetime experience,
Yeah.
Just seeing your work in print and just having somebody step up to the plate. It's even bigger story for you with Finch, but it's like having that person recognize that you have that thing, that kind of intangible thing that people respond to with your work. It means so much to people.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Wouldn't it be cool if you are walking around and we have to wear these masks, and while you're walking around, you see people wearing the mask that you did the artwork for?
Yeah, right. I mean, what a trip.
Yeah.
And of course, you can add on the T-shirt. Very cool. And we got a Page One Comics ball cap. Nice.
Yeah, and the cool thing about these is that they're embroidered.
Yeah.
And so we didn't want to put DragonRage on there because people don't know the characters yet. So in order to, the merch company that came to us has a lot more to offer. We could have gone nuts with the merchandise, but we said, nobody knows these characters yet. Nobody knows who we are yet. So we'll keep it very simple. And we made this one page 1. So that way in the next campaign, we can run the hats again if we want. We can run them in different campaigns or at shows. And we call this the P1 logo. So we're page 1 comics, but it's actually of a P with a 1 inside of it. Yeah. And the corner peels like you're turning the page. So it's the P1 logo embroidered on a baseball cap.
Nice.
Cool. Even comes in a beanie.
Yeah, it's for bald people like me.
Malin.
Very nice. Yeah, you got it. You
make it in
get
your
him
style.
one for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think you've set up a really clean, strong campaign page. It looks great. It just feeds people right into what they want to see first, and then they can get more and more involved with it as they scroll down. Did you have something you wanted to add?
Well, there is, there's an after credits scene. So if you scroll all the way to the bottom, down below, there's a bonus goodie for everybody. Further, if you go down just a little further after the credits, keep going right there. That is our launch video with David Finch. So that's Dave Finch on our channel, hanging out with us for 3 hours as we launch the project. Yeah. And we brought guests in with us to meet David Finch. We said, we're going to open up the stream and you guys come on in, ask him anything you want, and hang out and talk with this guy. And so they did. They, people came in and they asked him a bunch of different questions.
That is really cool. So anyone who wants to check that out, you can hit the campaign page and scroll down to the bottom. And I'm also assuming they can find this on your Page 1 Comics YouTube channel.
Yes. Yeah, it's a fairly new video. It was this past Sunday. So it's almost a week now that we launched.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, man. That how was that? What was that like? Just hanging out with them?
It was a lot of fun. As you can see in the top left corner, I'm wearing a dragon mask.
Nice.
And I didn't even tell Dave Finch that I was going to do it. I mean, he knows I get quirky and funny. I mean, we know each other. So he logged on. I was already wearing the mask. He just laughed.
Beautiful.
And he's such a great sport. He ran with it. I'm in there in a mask that made me sweat. It was so hot.
Yeah.
I take it off through the stream. It was just way too hot to keep it on.
And Dave
That's cool
is
that
so
he
good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he's so he's Canadian, so he's so friendly and people ask him questions, and the thing is that he's so humble that it would have been really easy for him to get embarrassed by everybody fanboying over him, because people were truly stars in their eyes and it's Dave, and but he takes all that in stride and he makes you feel really comfortable, and people are showing him artwork and asking for suggestions and things, and he's just freely giving advice. It was really cool.
Very cool. Yeah, people. I'm gonna definitely check that out. I just got it bookmarked for myself. Nicely done, and it's cool that he understands. That there's this component with the YouTube and the entertainment factor. The more you can bring to the table as far as that goes, the better. So it's cool that he has a handle on that mentally, because some don't. Some that that they just don't really get it. How that works. Entertain first and sell later, is kind of the methodology, I think. Great campaign, guys. Definitely get that David Finch and Jimmy combo for people. I think you should definitely add that tier in terms of the covers. Oh yeah, no, we're definitely doing that. Yeah. People. I think I really do think it will be one of the more popular tiers. It'd probably be the one I might snag as well. Because as it sits right now, I'd be getting yours, Jimmy. I'd be snagging this guy here, but you give me the David Finch Jimmy combo, and I'll invest a little bit more into it. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah. If we eventually after this or whatever, if we can share, I want to show people some of the artwork. When we said there was some nudity in the book, I have a page that to show a sample
So
Okay.
it's kind of a like I said, it's kind of a network television
Yeah,
nudity,
yeah.
but it
Sounds good.
yeah, but
I
it's
don't
like
know if this crowd wants to see that.
Nah, none of them
Yeah,
want to see
they're
that.
probably not into it.
Do you have any male full frontal nudity? Maybe that would be more
Well,
appropriate.
give me
for
a
this
second.
crowd.
That for you right now.
so I was drawing a scene live on the live stream when as I was working on Dragon Rage, and I'm drawing and Thrago, the guy that you see with the sword down there. There's a scene where he's without clothes, but and I was drawing it. I said, well, I have to figure out a way to cover this up because I can't show his dragon nuggets, and I
Right.
didn't think about it, but that became a thing.
His
now
dragon
everyone
fruit.
his dragon berries, yeah, but
Dragon
yeah.
berries, yeah. It was like a
Dragon
Rick and
fruit?
Morty thing with the Szechuan sauce. Everybody wanted us to do dragon nuggets after that, you know. So.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah, everyone.
That's funny, man. Nice. All right. So you got something. Are we ready for this? You know, or is this the
Oh,
screen
yeah.
you want
Yes.
me
Yeah,
to show?
that's the
All
one.
right. Let's
Yeah.
check it out.
So yeah, the nudity that we're doing isn't gratuitous. We're not doing cheesecake. We're not putting it out there to sell a book. We are trying to give a quality story and quality artwork. So the nudity happens only because it's part of the story. And so I don't want people to go and buy Dragon Age for their 6-year-old. I just want to let people know.
Yeah. Yeah.
that,
Yeah. You wouldn't say it's an all ages book.
Yeah,
what you're
definitely.
Yeah.
Sure, it's an
Not
all
always.
ages book. Why not? Go look, son. That's a butt. See that?
I'm kind of I kind of agree with you, Dave, on that.
Look at it.
front. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we did.
That's a boy.
Boy, that's a
Look
butt,
at it.
boy.
Yeah, that's a butt, boy.
Nice.
Yeah. And so we made the joke. I have a co-host named Comic Book Bob. He's on Pontificators with Art T Bear, and so he's my co-host over at Page One. And we joke and tell everybody that he posed and modeled for this.
What do you mean that's a joke?
It's not a joke at all. Come on.
That's not a joke.
That's
Because
funny.
really what it is it's my girlfriend who modeled for me throughout all the scenes for Dragon Rage
Yeah.
for Nuri. Because that's what I really recommend. Draw from life. If you have like a mom, girlfriend. I mean, a mom. You know what your mom is.
Oh, hey, mom, you could lay down.
That's
There you go.
getting
Okay, mom. A
All
little
right,
more
now we
butt
got two
crack, Mom.
clips. We got two clips coming.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
What was the thing you said, Red Devil,
Poor
earlier?
mom.
You're not big yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Yeah.
saying, Dave.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're nobody now.
Yeah, you're
Oh, yeah,
your
yeah.
buddy, Dave.
You're nobody now, and draw your
Sure
mom
hope
nude.
Lucius
Just
isn't
hey,
here.
mom, I've got this little nudie scene. I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, mom.
Okay.
More ass. It's going on Indiegogo.
This
It's
is
not like I haven't
definitely
seen him before, Mom.
this is definitely how you sell comics. By the way, this is how it's done. All right.
Yeah.
Nice,
so
dude.
so when I was explaining behind the scenes in a green room, I was telling Comic Book Bob as we're prepping. I said, "Oh yeah, this is Anna. Anna Havana is what she goes by on the Page One comics. She gets on her streams, so people know her on the stream." And I was telling him, yeah, Anna Havana posts and did all this stuff for me for Dragon Rage. So all the guys thought it would be funny to switch it over and just replace it with Comic Book Bob. And
Mhm.
we went live, and they made the joke live, and now it's a running joke throughout the
I
viewers.
love that. Yeah.
Hey, to let you guys know, we've raised almost $200 right now, just on the stream right now.
Oh, are you kidding?
Yeah, you got to refresh
Nice.
your
Well,
screen.
let's have a
You'll see
look.
it.
See,
Wow.
the other people that are on the show with me on a regular, they know that this fills me with anxiety when I have people on and I hit that refresh button, because it's like if there's no action, it's a little heartbreaking. So I guess you've relieved me of my anxiety. So we'll just hit refresh here, see how we're doing.
And we know that sometimes. I mean, we're streamers ourselves. We know that sometimes
Nice.
people come back and watch it. Wow, look at that. That is what three new backers just from while we were on the
Awesome.
stream.
Very
Dude,
good.
Thanks, guys.
Amazing.
Every backer is important to us. And for those out there that are watching your backers, all you have to do is take a snapshot of your number and tweet it and tag me in it. I will then take that and give you a shout out on our live stream. So I will actually pull up that image. We'll talk about you and thank you live on the live stream.
Awesome.
We do that
That is
for
really cool. Okay, say that
Yeah.
one more time for everybody. Say that one more time.
slower, you mean, or in proper English? because
Yeah.
I'm Texan, so I say y'all gonna.
That's
Yeah, so
right.
for everybody who backs, like we had backer number one. He took a snapshot of his backer number. He tagged us in a tweet, and we had backer 100 who did that for us. So we
Yeah.
gave them shout outs, and we thought, you know what? Backer one and backer 100 is no more important than backer two and backer 99 and so on. So
Right.
for every backer, I don't care if I have to do a 4 hour long stream just to give everybody's names out there. I want to give everybody the recognition and the thank you, personally.
Love it, man.
And yeah, so tag me at Jimmy Reyes Art or page the number one comics, because on Twitter we have to put that number one on there because I couldn't get the page one spelled out. But if you tag us on that and just say I just backed it, this is my number, and we'll actually show that image on the live stream.
Beautiful, man. No, I really like that. It's these little touches, and it shows where your mind's at, where your mindset is when it comes to your backers, how much you value it. I love those little touches that you're doing, and I have in the description below, I have links to both of your Twitter accounts, Jimmy and Dave. So check those out as well. We also want people to go check out Sarah the Colorist on Twitter, who does a little story in the back of this book that a little extra goodness. Great stuff, guys. Really cool.
Yeah, and as you said that, I just realized I should put an image of the backup story on the campaign description down there. I need to put it one of the pages and see if there's a bonus story.
Everything that you can throw onto this page that shows people, that adds to the value of what people are getting, that gives exposure to an artist. It's a ripple effect. So anyone who knows Sarah, like, sees, oh, she's on this campaign page now, I want to promote this out, and it's so great. And people also, not everyone, I don't think, knows. If you can see where my mouse is on the screen, does that show up for everybody?
The link? Yeah, we see it on the link.
Yeah. This link here, what it does is it pops up a link that's unique to that person's Indiegogo account. So if you want to, of course, you can share the campaign out with the main URL, but if you use this link, Indiegogo actually keeps track of referrals. So if someone were to use that link to back the project, then you get a referral credit in there, and that's another thing that's really cool. Like recognizing people that have getting that link out there is so important. If you can't afford to back a project, getting that link out there, it's a huge help to these creators.
Absolutely. And behind the scenes, Indiegogo shows us how many referrals people have done and what referrals have come in through who. So yeah, it's awesome. We get to see it and recognize it. That somebody like Inkspot said, whoa, we got 4 referrals from him.
Exactly. It's really cool.
So, yeah,
it's a neat thing that Indiegogo does, and it's kind of fun. Once I didn't know that for the longest time, and I was like, oh damn. And now it's almost like it's kind of like my own little like, how many referrals can I get for a project? It becomes kind of a fun thing to track and like see how well you're doing. I think it was a great little feature that Indiegogo built in, and all that stuff. It just matters, the ripple effects are so important on these campaigns, and you never know who that person might be that sees it, or what might happen that will all of a sudden it just takes off. So you just never know. You could be that person, that triggers something. So share it out, talk about it. That's how we make these things a success.
Well, one of the things that we're trying to do as well, to not just take from the crowdfunding community, they're people are contributing and they're helping create Page One comics, and then we're also, as I said, we're giving back by helping out other artists. But there's even more that we're trying to do, something bigger. Is that because we have Dave Finch attached to it, we've been able to get media attention. So we want to draw that media attention over to crowdfunding, to the unknowns and the first time creators, because this is where the news is at. So I want media to see that, hey, the audience, they don't really care so much about mainstream anymore. What it's really happening is indies taking over. This is where you should be focusing. So we've got media coverage. We've got we got Bleeding Cool, and we got like 2 or 3 others that have done articles on us. If you just Google Dragon Rage, you'll see that there's articles on
Nice,
Dragon
dude.
Rage.
Yeah.
So by bringing that over, it's not just to like glorify us, or it's not just alone for us. We're actually trying to get them to notice the Indiegogo movement here.
That is so great to hear, man. And it's something, more of it. We need to think about that more. Is like how, yes, we have this great community of people. They're really engaged. They're very supportive. Let's grow this thing. Let's try and get outside of the box a little bit. And I think what you're doing with this, leveraging what you have here, to bring people in, I really appreciate that, and I know that everyone does. So kudos on that.
Thanks. And I just want to say thank you to the new followers on Twitter. I do see it. It does pop up on my phone, gives me the notice. I want to say thank you. The second you said, hey, we got some links in the description for the Twitter, I got notifications. I got a couple of new followers, and I want to say thank you. Thank you that you guys are taking the time, to follow this guy.
I do have to ask. I'm curious. I noticed, Dave, your Twitter. Did you have to kind of get pulled kicking and screaming onto Twitter, or
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of got that sense. I'm like, you really don't want to be here, do you?
Yeah, no. Now here, I love being here. As far as social media goes, I'm not as good at it as I could be, and that's maybe because I'm almost 50. Maybe because I think early on with Facebook, I had some things that happened where I was just like, wow, this is really bad, and but it's like it's necessary, and what I love is I like being able to see the people who we interact with on the channel. I like being able to interact with them through Twitter and see the things that they do. Same with Instagram. We have people who they post their artwork and things like that, and just being able to see it and interact with it, I think it's great. But I'm not the best at it yet, and I don't really have a whole lot of followers or anything. I just sometimes feel like that what I have to say isn't really all that important, so nobody would care about what I have to say on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say, you've got a case of the Jimmy syndrome here. We're just going to go ahead and call this a syndrome. Like, nobody wants my signature. Nobody wants my cover. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say on Twitter. Come on. Everybody wants to hear what you guys have to say. They love what you're doing. But yeah, Twitter it can be a nightmare if you go down those paths and try to get in fights with people. Just use it. See it for what it is. It's a really useful tool, and it's a great way to connect with people that do actually appreciate what you're doing.
Because I have to tell you, in the mainstream, I mean, that's where I came from, work freelancing. In the mainstream, nobody cares about an inker. Editors don't care. You're just another. It's just they could replace you so easily.
Right.
Publishers don't care. The only person who really cared for inkers were pencilers. They were the ones that said, I want a good inker. I found you, and I don't want to lose this inker. And even then, sometimes they would get on a project, and the editor would say, nope, you got to use this cheaper inker over here that we got. We don't care if this guy gives quality. We don't care about any of that stuff. And so it was really tough. They break you down in the mainstream. It can really be very, very stressful. But coming to the crowdfunding community, like I said, it's so different. It's wonderful here.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm glad you're having fun and you're doing it right. Everything that you've talked about, everything you're doing, it's just so positive. You want to see that not just what you're doing grow, you want to see the whole thing grow. And that's the kind of attitude that people will appreciate so much, man.
Well, think about it, man. Like Dave said, he's almost 80.
I am.
And so, I'll be 50 in a couple of years, I'll be 50.
Yeah.
And so it's like, what happens in 10 years from now? We are going to be the old guys. If we're not bringing up these younger artists and training younger people, they're the next generation. If not, comics dies with us in the next 20 years. So we have to invest in this next generation. We have to invest in the younger artists.
Very well said. Yeah. Well, guys, we're coming up. We're about 10 minutes away from 2 hours. Really delved into a lot. I learned a lot about what this book is at its core, the characters. Just a great stuff. If you just get on this project, guys, back it. If you're within that 200, the first 200 backers, you're even going to get an extra, it's a trading card. Was there something else in that 31 to 200 range?
Jimmy was trying to throw in his shrimp from last night, I think, right?
I was eating shrimp online. I eat on the streets. You guys gonna get you. I was ordering. I'm so sorry. I don't want you guys to be offended, Rod. We so much appreciate being on here. I want you guys to know the fact that I stopped and was ordering lunch. Don't take offense to that.
You're good, man.
Dude, your passion for food is that's inspirational as well. You obviously have a love affair with food, and that's cool.
He was going to pack up Anna Havana and ship her off to somebody last night too. I think at one point, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I mentioned that.
Yeah.
All kinds of freebies, man.
But yeah, the
that's
trading card
sincere.
is what we're doing free for the next 200. It's in there. But now I think we're throwing in signatures for anybody who wants it. Anybody wants signature? Absolutely, more than happy.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. Glad to hear.
Yeah, just hit them up if you do want that book signed, because we're dealing with some very humble men here. They don't really understand why you might want their sig, but if you do, hit them up in that comment section on the campaign page. Let them know. Get on board with this project. I think this thing's going to get some legs. Are you guys in? Is this 24 days to the actual end of the campaign, or is there going to be another 30 days?
No, it's only been open 6 days. We had a 30-day campaign, fixed goal, and
Damn.
we're 6 days in, and we're most of the way there now.
Okay. Okay. So you're not gonna go for a second 30 days.
No. We set it for we're locked in on the 30-day at this point. So when that clock expires, it expires, and so we really didn't know how to gauge this. We're first time crowdfunding, so I didn't know. I like you said about refreshing the screen, you get anxiety. I had anxiety. Just looking at the campaign, going, oh my god, like we're only 86% of the way. What if nobody continues backing? And I was nervous, and I talked to Dan Frega, and Dan Frega looked at it and he goes, oh no, you're fine. You're going to blow past your goal. He's like, you're doing really well.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely especially for first timers, and I just went, oh, okay. I feel better from somebody who's been through this.
And of course, you get that big spike in the beginning, and then it's, you just got to keep plugging, keep pushing all the way through the midsection, and then of course you're going to get that big bump again at the end.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you're not going another 30 days, you're going to get a huge bump at the end there. So
yeah,
everyone's going to want to get it.
But people have gotten pretty accustomed to people doing 2 separate 30-day kind of runs. So you want to, if you are really going to only do 30 days, you want to drive that home. Keep reminding people this is going to be, when it hits that mark, it's the campaign is closing. So you definitely keep reminding people of that, because then people know, I'll just wait. I've got more time. Definitely make sure people know that.
Yeah, and the reason that we're doing the 30-day thing is that we want to get the book to the backers as soon as we can. We don't want to make them wait another 30 days, for those that backed on day one, So, but we think, 30 days hopefully would be good enough for us to just get the 6,000. That's the bare minimum, just to print the book, not even to pay ourselves, just to pay the artists that are on our team and ship it, So,
you're certainly going to blow past that. I can assure you that. And that's cool. I think it's really ballsy. Like, you're like 30 days. It's kind of the John Malin approach. When he says a campaign isn't going to go into in demand, he means it. Like, when this is over, it's over. This is your last chance, and people respect that.
Well, I think also Jimmy made a great point when we first started talking about it. It's like, look, at the end of 30 days, if we make our goal, then let's get the books out to the people like we promised we would.
Yeah, nice. Christine asks, is there an ongoing story? I mean, do you guys have plans to keep this going for a long time if the demand is there?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of ideas for the story, and I guess the only thing I can say to that is if that's what you want, if that's what people want, I will be more than happy to write it, and I know Jimmy will be more than happy to draw it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people. I think people want the story, and they're going to want to see those dragon nuts are going to have to be.
Yeah, I'm going to have to write that in.
We need ample opportunity to see that happen.
Yeah, dragon
Yeah, for sure.
genitalia. Hold on, let me write that down
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Dragonberries. We're calling them dragonberries.
Dragonberries.
Pure gold. All right, guys.
Whoa, did he freeze?
I think he froze a little bit there.
Okay, good. I was thinking that was me, and I was like, oh no.
But I want to say thank you to the. Did you see the comment section there? We got somebody who said, "Yeah, we." Joshua A. Met says, "I definitely want a signed copy." Man, that's awesome. He left a comment in there, and that's
Who is that guy? Dragon Met. Oh,
Joshua Metz. I don't know who that is.
Never heard of him, huh?
I'm assuming that's Metz.
That's Red Devil.
Oh, it is. Oh, I thought it was. I thought it was Metz artificial. Oh, Red Devil. Hey, now we did I just dox you giving out your real name on there? Dude, thank you, man. We need that kind of response. We need feedback. It's that's we need people to interact with us. It's so nice to know what people like, what they want, and God, we definitely appreciate that. I think he logged out and has to log back in. I've had you on my show as well.
Leave all the guests to our own devices, and so I'm gonna. Yeah. I can't even flip the camera on my crotch now, though, because I don't have access. So
where the hell did Rot go?
He got knocked out.
That's it, man. The patients are taking over the asylum. That's it.
Yep.
All right.
We're doing this. We're doing this.
So one more time, give everybody your YouTube channel and what time you guys are broadcasting tonight.
Yeah, Page One Comics. It's actually youtube.com/Jimmy the Art God. It's my old name that I had on there, but it's if you just Google Page One Comics on YouTube, you'll find us tonight at 6:30 Central Standard Time. So in about a half hour from now on that stream, we are going to go through. It's a special stream for our backers. We are thanking everybody, all our backers. They're so important to this campaign. So it's a special dedication to them. But then we open up every Saturday. We let people come in, show off their artwork, their writing, let people promote their products, projects. So it's an open platform, and we share it with whoever wants to come on.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
that is cool.
So if now that I know, I'm going to say Joshua now. So Joshua, no, I'm just kidding. So Red Devil, if you want to come on, anybody, Inkspot, you want to show off your colors, you guys are more than welcome to, man. You guys, it's open to everybody.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can I show off other things on there, or are you guys strictly PG format over there?
We don't do F-bombs. Yeah, we don't do F-bombs because we have an 11-year-old who joins on our stream who can draw so well. He's so talented. We don't know where he came from. He just spotted us. He found us, and we let everybody on the stream, and he shows off his work. This kid is so talented. It's gonna make you rethink. It makes you go, I gotta start drawing more.
God, I hate people like that.
Yeah, me too. I can't stand this kid. I can't believe how well he can draw. It makes me so mad. It's like, really, I want to go over his house and break all of his pencils.
And he's 11 years old, been on our stream hanging out with David Finch. Just
that's gotta be like David. A dream. I can't
ZHC.
And ZHC, I don't know if you guys know, he's a friend of mine.
Really?
Really?
Because you inked his Wolverine, right?
Oh yeah, I remember that video.
Well, he was interested in comics, and so I sent his portfolio over to my editor, and they said, we'd love him, we want him, bring him on. And so we did Barbarella Deja Thors together before he made it big, and then he blew up on YouTube. He's 16 million subscribers now, huge, and he still talks to me like I'm a mentor. Like, he's still so humble, nice young man. And so I said, hey, remember when I did that favor? I got you your first work.
Maybe mention DragonRage on your channel.
Yeah, there you go.
You guys might see ZHC and DragonRage together. It might be happening. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. That'll be huge for you, man. That's great.
Yeah, with 15 million subscribers, I mean, imagine the attention it'll bring over, especially the crowdfunding, and to everybody, in the community. Everybody's part of DragonRage, and so, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring over celebrity artists, but not just for, to up our sales, but to bring attention to what we're doing here.
Yeah, because you're right. Like, crowdfunding, that's the future of. I think it's the future of comics. All the best talent, all the best stories, and best artists are all kind of going over to crowdfunding. So, if you want to see like the new guys coming in, that I don't know. Have you seen like Rob Willis art yet?
I inked Rob Willis. So you'll get my inks in Shinobi Sasquatch.
Oh, so
Yeah.
so that's what I mean. I mean, like Rob Willis is like back in the day, he would have been like Image, like a big guy in Image or something like top talent, and all those people are coming over to crowdfunding. So I think it's super exciting right now.
Yeah, we've had Rob Willis over on our show, and we've had the writer on our show, and to promote Shinobi Sasquatch, we've had I promoted Rob Arnold's Replicator. I've done some inks on Replicator, and I promoted that one. We had the Barton brothers over. We promoted Kozor. Dan Fraga's gonna be
Oh,
on my
man.
stream. So yeah,
Beautiful.
we love meeting creators in this community.
Nice. Sorry about that, guys.
Hey, Rotten, welcome back.
California and the internet aren't very good friends right now.
Oh man.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of game they're playing with that shit. It's like, what you're telling me all of a sudden, in the midst of all this chaos that's going on in the world, the internet infrastructure is just now having a problem. Like, what? Somebody's just flipping a switch somewhere and laughing their ass off, I think.
Well, I think it's the ones that are hacking the ballots right now. They're
Right. So anyway, I
breaking the
apologize. I had to. I'm actually using this other little connection. Hopefully, it works okay. I'm refreshing my main modem right now, but
It's working great. Your camera, you look smooth. Your audio's good.
okay, cool.
It inspired me. I started the stream with the black and white because
Yes.
I love his black and white. We're talking in
Yes.
the green room. I'm like, oh, I love what you did. So I was like, I'm in the spirit now. So I went back to
Right.
end the stream with the black and
Alright.
white.
Yeah, let's close this thing down. Thanks to the chat, everyone, for being here. Huge thank you to Jimmy and Dave for
Huge,
hanging out
huge
with
thanks.
us,
Thank you.
talking about.
It was
share-
awesome to have you guys on here.
Oh
Yeah.
man, you guys
I
are
had
great,
lots.
man.
yeah. This was a lot of fun, and good luck. I know you guys are going to be busy. You're going to be making those rounds. Reach out to as many people as you can. I'm sure you're doing that already. Yeah, man. I wish you the best of luck, and I look forward to hanging out with you again sometime. You're welcome on this channel anytime.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
At the end of the campaign, we're going to want to do the same thing, really push it on everywhere.
for sure.
And so, yeah, definitely, if you have a spot near the end of October, we'd be more than happy to
Come on back.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
All right. Nice. Thank you guys. Thanks, Red Devil Ink Spots, for hanging out with us. Again, thanks to the chat. Really appreciate you. And,
Thanks
we
everyone for
will-
coming out.
Yeah. And Midday Repartee will be back on Monday. We're going to have a big CG UK show for you on Monday, so that should be a good
Ooh.
time. Yeah. So we'll see you guys then. And thanks for hanging out. See ya.